Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog day, and today is Saturday the 23rd, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got up this morning way early, like ridiculously early. It was like, I don't know, it was a little bit before 5 a.m. Dog got me up, needed to go out, so got up, got them out. Got them back in, everything kind of settled down a little bit. I thought, okay, no big deal. And they were up again, like half an hour later, need to go out. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I took them out, hung outside with them for a little while, which wasn't the end of the world, but finally gave up and came back in after a little bit, let everybody kind of settle back down, laid back down. And then I got up probably 6:30, 6:45, somewhere in there, and went in the living room as I was letting the dogs out. And my dog had pooped in the living room. I'm like, what the fuck? You were out twice this morning already. Like, what the hell? Why are you? Yeah, I can't blame him. It sucks. He doesn't even know he's doing it, I think, a lot of the times and whatnot. It just kind of is what it is. So, but it wasn't in very long because the poop was already cool to the touch. So I put the bag to pick it up kind of thing. So definitely came back inside, and as I laid down, shit on the floor. So yeah, so much fun. But I got that done, got that all cleaned up, got that all mopped, and all the good fun that comes with it. So from there, hung around a little bit. Wife finally started moving around, making some movements. She was getting up, and then I was able to bring the aggressive dog out, and which has to come to the bedroom. So isolated in the bedroom, then brought the other dogs in, took that one out, and then it became feeding time, which is basically a little bit of a mess when you got this many dogs here. Not really a big deal, it's time consuming. And a couple of the dogs don't like to eat very fast. They're more of a grazer all day, which their house with their food out all day is fine, but it doesn't work here. So they're starting to learn that they need to eat when the food's offered. They don't have access to it all day long. So, but you gotta be all fed, got all the medication in them and all that fun stuff that comes with it. So got that wrapped up. I got a few other things done around the house. Did a little bit of yard work here and there, nothing too much. Went over. Father-in-law said they had the shelf built and wanted me to come over and help him set it up against the wall for his records, because he wanted to put that IKEA shelf together, which part of me thought, he's gonna screw it up. It was really annoying the other day when he was first starting it. He was claiming they didn't send the tools and didn't have instructions and all kind of stuff. Had to go in and find the tools and find the instructions, which he found the tools himself. And I'm like, hey, when I'm done mowing, I'll come in. And then he texts me like literally 5 minutes later, oh, I found all the tools. I'm like, okay, cool. But again, I have to stop because I don't know what's going on, so I have to stop, get the phone out of my pocket, and else I'm just covered in sweat and drenched in sweat from mowing. And then a minute later, he's like, oh, he didn't give me no instructions. I don't know how to do it. It's in the box. So, and again, I told you to stop in when I'm done mowing and check on you and figure it all out and kind of whatever. So I came in after I was done mowing. It was funny because I was mowing the front yard, and he stands in the doorway and just stares at me at the door open as I'm mowing the front yard back and forth. And I'm like, what? He goes, I don't got no instructions here. I'm like, okay, whatever. But I'm like, okay. So I'll go inside, covered in sweat. His house is freezing cold. Some other stuff, I basically walked in there and said, check the boxes. Yep, checked everything. Checked the boards. Yep, checked everything. So I grabbed the docks, tip it up. Nothing slides out. Grab the third box, or second, fourth, third box, nothing. Fourth box, which is the first box you open, slide out, instructions fall right to the ground. I'm like, did you check all the boxes? Oh, I thought I looked in there. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, so he has the instructions, he starts on it, no big deal. So now he says he's done with it. So I go there and he's got one of the side panels upside down, and which isn't a big deal. There's a big giant gap at the top that's at least a 1/4 inch that was supposed to be tightened down tight. That's at least a 1/4 inch from being tight, so it's not even close to being secure. And he missed one of the pegs that holds the shelf in that's sticking out. It's clearly a peg sticking out. And I'm like, no, you gotta fix that. So he went ahead and he fixed that. He got the thing all tight, got the peg in there and stuff. So went back in there to sand it up later in the afternoon. After I was done with my run, I went over to help him set it up. And as soon as I was about the peg, goes, oh, that peg was an extra peg. That wasn't loose. I go, no, it wasn't. He goes, no. I'm like, no, it wasn't. He goes, yeah, I guess that wouldn't make sense, would it? And I'm like, no, it wouldn't make sense. So you just decided to straight up lie to me. Like, did you think I was gonna fall for that? Like, why would I think that? I don't know, it just made no sense what he was saying there. So, yeah. So I was like, okay. But it was just that, like, I just went, huh? And then, like, it felt really weird. It really felt weird. So I got that set up against the wall, and he mismeasured it. So it doesn't fit. Covers with light switch. And if he pushes it over to clear the light switch, then it basically, he doesn't have room to get the records out of the other shelf. So he can't slide them out, and he loses like a foot of shelf by 5 feet on the other side. So I was like, or almost 6 feet of height, but who knows? So it sounds like, I don't know what he's going to do. So we'll see. Hopefully it sounds like he's just going to live without the light switch. He's going to leave that gap open, and then he's reaching the shelf to access the light switch, I guess, is what he's thinking he's going to do. So who knows? It doesn't really make too much sense, but it is what it is. So, but he went ahead, and from there, we got the other one put together. It went together way quicker, and got it stood up against the wall, and it's too long to the point that the closet door won't open now. So put the shelf in there, closet door to open. So I think if I cut back the baseboard, cut the baseboard out, I can push against the wall, and that'll give me enough room to clear the door to swing open. But I can't push the shelf against the wall because the door trimmed. So now I gotta decide, am I just gonna leave it away from the wall so it's not quite as stable, or do I gotta take the entire trim off around the door and everything so I can push it up against the wall and just have this ugly ass wall sticking out with the open exposed door hinge and stuff, or actually the striker side. But I don't know. It's one thing cutting the baseboards up, which I don't really care. He's in the house, don't know how long he's gonna live. I'm cutting the baseboards up in the living room so the shelves fit, same as in the bedroom, cutting them up with the plan of when I remodel the house, I'll just put only baseboards in, and say, hell, they can put only flooring and stuff once he's gone before I make it a rental and or sell it, which most likely is gonna be a rental. So who knows? But that's the plan. So, but he just completely mismeasured it. I didn't go measure it because he's a grown man that's supposed to be able to know how to use a tape measure. So that doesn't work. So the other option is we just lose a closet forever. I don't know if we're gonna do that either. The option comes in is you take the door off the hinges and store the door in the closet, and now he's like an open closet the whole time he lives there, which might be an easier possibility. I don't know. Yeah, because I don't like the idea of the shelf being that far from the door, but I also don't like the idea of taking all the trim off the door either. So who knows? But got that whole thing done. That was just emotionally taxing with him. So, but I got 2 shelves built, and I gotta wait. I completely forgot I didn't order the angle brackets, so I ordered those last night as well. So they're on order and they're waiting for them to get here. I need to get some shims. I had to order some shims because I'm out of shims. The floor is not level, so I gotta get the shelf as level as I can before I start putting records on it and weighting it way down and bend it out of shape. So, but yeah, that was the fun part there. Got back across the street and hung out with the dogs for a while. Went and got my run in. We ended up having leftovers for dinner, so knocked that out. Just leftover chicken noodle and potatoes. Mom made up some more potatoes. We didn't have enough, so we knocked that out. Watched an episode of Grace and Frankie, and from there I headed back outside to hang out with the dogs and just chilled out for the evening. Brought the aggressive dog in and out a few different times because that's just kind of a pain in the butt moving him in and out, but it's not the end of the world. So wife was moving in and out of the office, and she's doing really good this time of checking with me there for a while. She got a little bit lackadaisy about moving around because the dogs we had weren't really hyper, but I've got 2 insanely hyper dogs here right now that I guarantee will slam into her if she's up walking, especially because I don't really be around her this trip. So the one of them she literally hasn't petted yet because I just don't trust him to jump on her leg or jump on her totally. He's so hyper. He's such a great dog, but man, he's hyper. He calms down decently enough to get to him, but man, it takes a bit to get him to calm down. So, but yeah, haven't been able to do anything with that. So she's been doing much better there. Got her a shower, which is it's an ordeal. The whole concept of getting her in, getting the chair and the wheel to walk her and all that kind of stuff done. She got in a shower and she got dried off, and we always put the brace back on before she gets out of the shower because you're not supposed to stand on it without the brace. And she forgot to put the brace back on. So I said, you're gonna wrap it up, because a lot of times she'll get out of the shower and she'll go lay down, take the brace back off, and then let it kind of breathe and air out and whatnot, so I don't have pressure on it all the time when it's laying flat. She goes, yeah, I'll probably let it breathe. I'm like, okay, cool. She stands up and realizes she didn't put the brace on. She goes, oh, this feels weird. And I'm like, your brace? And she goes, oh shit, I completely forgot. So must be feeling better, because early on she would never made that mistake of trying to stand up without the brace. So while she's standing there, she's like, and I had that weird thing of her trying to sit back down without the brace was even more scary. So I ended up climbing in the shower with her and putting the brace on her leg while she was standing there. And then she got to the bed and was able to reposition it and get herself comfortable for a while and take a break. But that was kind of scary when she's standing there on the walker going, oh shit, I don't have my brace on. It just, you saw the look in her face of just complete fear of what the hell did I just do? So that was an interesting one. So, but from there, I headed back out with the dogs, hung out with them for the evening, and myself, beautiful cigar, and a gorgeous, gorgeous evening. And pretty much all we got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Thanks for watching.